We dive into how our very own superintendent, Dr. Rob Picou, handled his personal experience with Hurricane Katrina.
I saw it on the TV and I realized the breadth of it, how big it was, and I knew that it didn't matter which way it went, it was going to slam into New Orleans and the Gulf Coast.
We also hear from Tupelo All-Star J.J. Hill, being named a Dandy Dozen recipient.
It's like, my mindset is to go out and win. So and my goal is to win a state championship. So I feel like I'm gonna keep the same mindset.
With the school year officially in full swing, the Tupelo Public School District has been granted a bond that will help benefit schools district-wide. Last week, the citizens of Tupelo voted on a passage of a $34 million bond for the Tupelo Public School District. When the idea of this bond was proposed, some citizens expressed concern that with such a large amount of money being donated, taxes might increase. Tupelo Public School District Superintendent Dr. Rob Picou later said that if the bond was passed, taxes would not increase. Dr. Picou said his plans included renovating restrooms, adding security, making classrooms more accessible, and renovating both Lawhon and Carver, among other matters. Ultimately, on Tuesday, August 19th, the bond was passed with 96% of voters in favor. What a great opportunity for schools across the district to make some exciting new changes.
So each toilet will be in its own compartment with a locked door. And then there'll be a communal area for washing hands out in the hallway. So there'll be no more hanging out in the bathroom. The bathroom is going to be safe and secure. And that's the big project here at the high school.
We'll have more updates on how this money is being put to good use. But for now, here's LJ with the principal's new visions for the school year.
Former middle school principal Mark Enos is now taking charge of the Mighty Wave. From new and improved rules to connecting with students and staff, Mr. Enos is solidifying his role in the current position.
Just building on what Dr. Thomas and Mr. Dobbs have done here in the past, and just looking to improve things, but not to turn over the apple cart or anything like that, but to put my twist and spin on different things and programs and things of that nature.
With these changes comes plenty of conversation on campus. Many think that the rules are overbearing, while Mr. Enos believes that the structure is necessary.
I think students want structure. Matter of fact, I know they do. And I think cell phones are distracting. We haven't really changed the policy per se, because you're still allowed to use it in the cafeteria and outside the buildings.
According to the policy, the use and misuse of cell phones has become a serious problem that threatens the ability of the district schools to properly and efficiently operate their educational programs. Therefore, cell phones and wireless earbuds or headphones are not to be seen or heard during the school's instructional setting during school hours.
I think that is crazy. I think that because before we got to come over here, all our time just went swoops. We can't do nothing no more. We can't have phones, headphones, or nothing. I think that's crazy. It's not fair.
Kids have been more attentive and, hands-on with learning and everything. And they have been less, I wouldn't say provoked, but less toxic.
A big change that sparked a lot of controversy is the complete ban of headphones. This change has left many students upset because they believe that listening to music throughout the day allows them to focus more. While students continue to adjust to these changes, teachers are making sure they follow the rules as given.
Not only do I believe a positive change will come, but I've seen a positive change. I've seen more interaction in the classroom. I've seen kids talking more to each other. I know when they go outside, of course, they're still using their cell phones, but just even in the hallways and in the classrooms, it's just a lot, people are more present.
All in all, teachers and administrators want students to rise above, whether that's by lowering the amount of write-up referrals, improving test scores, or boosting attendance. Mr. Enos shares his goals for his first year as principal.
Top 3 goals, we want to improve attendance. I think that's, chronic absenteeism has been discussed a lot throughout the state. And then the other part is be on time, cut back on the tardies at THS. And just the third thing would just be make Tupelo High School the best school in the state and build on the culture of excellence that we've always had here.
I'm LJ Conley, WTHS News.
With Mr. Enos working hard to keep our staff and students afloat, we now take a deeper look into how our athletes are handling the sweltering heat and one specific athlete who is making his mark. JaNiya has more.
Hey everyone, I'm JaNiya Harris with This Week's Sports. Football season is officially here. The Tupelo Golden Wave will play against Brandon tonight. They have been putting in work all summer to prepare for this upcoming season. Seeing the Bulldogs for the first time after going head-to-head in the state championship game. Coach Ty Harden has very high expectations for this new season.
Another great season. This is a different team, so, we're just expecting the team just to, keep growing every week.
Running back J.J. Hill was named Mr. Football for 7A last year. He has also recently received the title Dandy Desert. This honor recognizes J.J.'s outstanding talent and dedication to his team and work on the field. J.J.'s gift on the field is like none other, especially after last year ended the season with over 2,000 yards and 32 touchdowns. J.J. says receiving this achievement will open up many more possibilities.
I feel like it'll open up a lot of more opportunities because coaches will look and see, since I'm ranked one of the top players in the state, I feel like it'll open their eyes more and want to come watch me more. So.
Many of our other sports besides football has been preparing during the summer for the upcoming seasons. The recent heat wave have affected many of our teams. Rylie has more on the impact of this hot weather.
When you think of summer, you think of the brutal heat, and that is exactly what went through the minds of our athletes throughout their summer training. Many of our athletic teams had to adjust their practices due to the high temperatures. Assistant Athletic Director Matt Justice explains how the coaches use what's known as the wet bulb.
The wet bulb on the app, it gives a reading on it of it takes the temperature and humidity and everything and kind of puts it all together and kind of gives you an idea of what the actual temperature is, and it gives you it's based on a point system.
Throughout the summer, band held many practices and camps in order to perfect their show for their upcoming performances. One day during practice, 11 band members were taken to the hospital due to extreme heat. Band director Dustin Thrasher says that all Mississippi High School Athletic Association guidelines were followed, but shares how the heat still has an effect on their practices.
It's really affected rehearsals in that once we start, the kids are usually pretty good, energetic, and then you can tell as they go through that they get more tired, taking more breaks, things like that. So we only can work on small chunks at a time.
Other sports like football and cross country have also had to adjust their practices due to the heat. This can mean moving practice to later in the evening, taking more breaks, or even canceling practice overall.
We have to follow a strict regimen year-round, really, so our kids are kind of acclimated to the temperatures, but we do watch it very closely. We watch the wet bulb globe temperature, and it has been hot, but we take breaks, give them water breaks every 15 or 20 minutes.
Our athletes are working hard and continuing to push through the heat. In fact, several teams were placed on probation, including Brandon. This is due to practicing in pads in the heat. Tupelo faces the Bulldogs tonight. I'm Rylie Robinson, WTHS Sports Media.
Thanks, Rylie. The Tupelo Golden Wave defeated against Columbus in the Jamboree last Friday, ending the score 34-0. Don't forget to come out and support tonight against Brandon.
Thanks, JaNiya. 20 years ago today, a Category 5 hurricane called Katrina hit New Orleans and the Gulf Coast. Tripp goes a little deeper with our superintendent and how he handled his Hurricane Katrina experience.
Well, it's been 2 decades since the storm. The scars of Katrina still linger.
Tupelo Public School District Superintendent Dr. Picou is a New Orleans native and had a coastal home in Pass Christian, Mississippi during Katrina.
Everyone kept saying, oh, if it goes a little to the right or if it goes a little to the left, it might miss New Orleans. But I saw it on the TV and I realized the breadth of it, how big it was, and I knew that it didn't matter which way it went, it was going to slam into New Orleans.
After passing through Florida, the Category 5 storm made landfall on August 29th, slamming into New Orleans and Biloxi. Hundreds of thousands evacuated out of the city, while those that couldn't headed towards the Superdome and Convention Center. Former WTVA anchor Craig Ford reported on the hurricane 20 years ago.
We got a call saying had a busload of evacuees that were coming in, and they needed a bunch of folks over at the arena at the Coliseum.
Hurricane Katrina tore through New Orleans, doing tremendous damage to trees, vehicles, windows, and roofs of hundreds of homes and buildings, including the Superdome, which endangered the refugees inside.
It was a really challenging time for a lot of families, and especially in the city of New Orleans, where you have a lot of impoverished people, and they struggled the most.
Not only was New Orleans hit, but the Mississippi Gulf Coast was completely obliterated. Homes and buildings less than 1,000 feet from the beach were literally washed away, including some of the Biloxi casinos, which were mostly on barges at the time.
One of those barges was sitting right in the middle of Highway 90. And it just gives you an idea of just how powerful that storm surge is. I mean, you're talking about like 27 feet of water, you know, just pushing on shore, just wiping everything away.
By August 31st, Katrina had passed through the Gulf Coast, Mobile, and other coastal towns, slowing into a tropical depression. A few days after the storm, most residents of the coast were permitted to return home to see what was left after Katrina.
It was really dark, and it was hard for us to find our house because on each side of the road there was like a big mountain of debris that had been pushed to the sides of the road to make the roads passable.
As the years go by, New Orleans and the Gulf Coast have continued to rebuild after the storm.
Well, it's given me an appreciation for the small things that I have because I saw everything, so many people lost everything, and you're just grateful for your family and the people who you have that survived, and many people didn't.
The legacy of Hurricane Katrina serves as a reminder of the importance of disaster preparedness, resilient infrastructure, and efficient recovery efforts in the face of natural disasters. I'm Tripp Riles, WTHS News.
Thanks, Tripp. What a touching story. As for THS, we can't wait to see how the rest of the school year will play out. That's all we have for this week. Be sure to follow us on our Facebook and Instagram and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.